Okay guys, I'm here today with Henry Akins, huge honor for me. And guys, today he's gonna show us here how to use Jiu-Jitsu with strikes. Meaning like, if you were on MMA or the old style Vale Tudo, or even on a street fight, how would you use strikes with Jiu-Jitsu? Super excited to learn.
Yeah guys, such an important concept to really understand, because anytime we're fighting, and obviously strikes are allowed, we want to understand how to use strikes. And if you've never trained strikes with Jiu-Jitsu, unfortunately you're just not going to know. It's just like if you've never thrown an uppercut, if you've never thrown a high kick, don't expect that you're going to know how to do it when you get in a fight. And so obviously for self-defense purposes, when you're training Jiu-Jitsu, you want to start to incorporate strikes, so you need to learn how to use them. And so I'll just give you an example. Bernardo, if you just lay on your back, and we're just going to talk about the cross-side position, right? So from the cross-side position, anytime I get to the cross-side position, the reason that we like to use strikes is because a lot of times by using strikes, not only can I set up, not only does it help me set up attacks, okay, but also one of the things people commonly say is, hey, as a jiu-jitsu guy, once you get hit in the face once, it drops you a belt level. So you're a black belt, now you're a brown belt. You get hit in the face again and you're a purple belt. So it definitely changes things because most jiu-jitsu guys are not used to getting hit. And the other thing too is not only does it help you set up your submissions, but also it can end the fight. So if I'm really, really good with strikes, right, I don't need to go through all of the steps to submit someone. Sometimes I can end the fight with just a few strikes. So let's talk about this. So I'm cross-eyed and I have this underhook, right? So most of the time people use this type of position, but I'm really against this type of position for cross-eyed because now my hand is not able to hit. I'm not able to use strikes with this arm. So anytime I get to the cross-side, arm underneath the armpit, I have my underhook, but this hand stays free. Okay. Now with this hand, I can do a lot of damage because from here, I can start to push down on his face and I'll drop elbows, right? So even if he's lifting his head up, lifting his chin, right? I start to push down on his face and I start to throw elbows here, right? If he's blocking my knee, right? Sometimes I can come over and knee him in the face. So I use his hand to frame to knee in the face. So I can do a lot of damage here with this arm with elbows. And the reason that we're using elbows and knees is because as a grappler, we're close range fighters. And if you think about Muay Thai, anytime they're in close range, what are the tools that they're using? Knees and elbows. So I mostly want to use knees and elbows. And the other reason I want to use knees and elbows as my main striking tools is because if I punch Bernardo in the head with my hand, or I start to punch him and he lifts his head and I punch him in the head, there's a good chance I'm going to break my hand. My elbow is actually really hard. So what you want to learn to do, guys, is learn how to use the elbow to strike, right? So from here, I'm using the point of my elbow to hit, or I can push down on his face, create a lot of tension in my arm, and I can let that hand slip to throw these elbows. The other thing I can do is I can pin his head, and what I like to do is I like to turn his head a little bit towards my knee so I can knee him directly in the face. Now, as he starts to defend, so this is the other important thing about using strikes, because normally you start to hit, people are going to defend. So if I'm hitting here, sometimes he reaches across and grabs this elbow. So reach, yes. So now I can't hit him here. But look what just opened up, the ribs. Now, this is really important with this strike on this, with this elbow, okay? If I just do this, how does that feel, Bernardo? Soft?
Yeah, it feels okay, it feels okay.
Like if I hit you hard here, it's uncomfortable, yeah, but it's not painful.
Yeah.
So what I'm using is this inner corner of my elbow. How does this feel?
Yeah, man, this hurts. Yeah.
So that's a baby hit, but do you feel the difference between me hitting with my tricep?
Yeah.
Or hitting?
Yes.
Do you feel this?
Yeah.
Right? So just me doing, do you see, those are baby hits, right?
Yes.
But that, you feel how uncomfortable that is?
Yeah.
So just like when you throw a punch, how most of the time when people teach how to throw a punch, they're punching with these two big knuckles, right? You're not trying to punch with, it's really important understanding the angles that we can throw elbows. So as a grappler, instead of doing this, which is not going to do much damage, if I do this,
yes,
you feel that, right?
Yeah.
So now he might go around, reach around and try to defend this arm. So anytime he starts to defend, I will use another tool to strike, right? Maybe I go here and he starts to block this knee, so I can't knee him in the face. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to knee him in the body. And as I knee to the body, what's really important is that I lift my hip off the ground so that my knee can come in, right? Yeah. So I'm here, I start to knee, he might try to bring his knee inside or try to crunch up, then I go back to the head, right? He starts to block this, so just do something to defend this strike, Bernardo. Yes, he holds there. Where would I go? Can I go here? maybe I start to put pressure here and knee to the body. Now he starts to defend that. Good. I start to use my elbow.
Yeah,
so
good.
What's important is that I can actually work the body, and this is just a fun drill to play because I would just start hitting one area, let him defend. Like, how would you defend this? Like, stop me, yes, from hitting there. Okay, let me go here. Are those coming in?
Yes.
What would you do to defend that? Good. And then maybe I just do this.
Yeah, man, this is crazy.
Right? So
yeah.
I hit
Well,
with this.
Henry, it seems to me that everything starts with you trapping this arm, right? Because you have this arm, now I'm in trouble, right?
Yeah, once I have the underhook, what it really does is it helps to keep you flat.
Yeah.
It really helps to keep you flat, and because I have the underhook, it's harder for you to turn and get to your knees.
Yeah.
Right? So most people do this type of control, but with this type of control, now what happens is I'm not able to hit with this hand, and also I'm not able to attack with this arm. So if you think about it, Bernardo, we have 3 attacks on this arm, but I need to have both arms on this side of the body. So I have the Kimura, I have a straight arm bar, and I have an Americana, and all of these attacks require this arm to be on this side of the body. So that's why if I want to make sure that I'm dangerous, and I'm able to attack this arm, I want to start off with both arms on this side of the body, because now if you do anything with this hand, like, yes, you see how I can start to attack it already?
Yeah.
Right? And I couldn't attack the arm if my arm's on this side. So not only does this arm on this side of the body allow me to basically do damage, but now I can attack this arm.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Right? And so then it's important to know how to work the body. So elbows, he defends, maybe I go to the ribs, he defends that, right? And then I go here and I do these. Those are, you feel how sharp that is, Bernardo?
Yeah.
I'm hitting you, and those are baby hits, right? So it's maybe like a 2 or 3% hit, but then maybe he'll wrap my arm so I can't do that. And then I go back to the head, right? Or maybe I go here. Or maybe he tries to block my knee, right? And if I go directly in, it doesn't work. But now if I lift my knee up and I come down, you see? So I can change the angle. So same thing like when you're boxing or when you're learning how to throw strikes, it's not always just this strike. Sometimes I need to go around, sometimes I need to go under. And if you don't train all of those angles, it's not going to just come naturally to you when you fight. And so that's why it's so important. Also understanding the tools, right? How to use my knees, how to use my elbows, and what places to hit is really, really important. So I really, really encourage people, you know, when you're doing jiu-jitsu, it's really important for us to learn to use strikes, especially if we ever intend to use our jiu-jitsu in a self-defense environment or in an environment where we might need to protect ourselves, right?
Yeah, no, I really enjoy it, and it's amazing like how precise you are with what you are using and where. So, man, those elbows in the ribs are...
It's a little uncomfortable, right?
It's very uncomfortable too, and then you opens up space to hit the face, and it's fascinating.
And what's interesting too, just like in any other striking art, you know, when you're throwing punches to the face and the person blocks the face, you don't keep throwing punches to the face. As soon as they start to block, you start to go to the body, right? So we're never punching into the defense. So just like here, I never want to strike into your defense. I'm going to hit you a couple times, and as soon as you defend one place, something else will open up. So I have to realize, hey, as I start to strike, you're automatically going to start to defend because you don't like to get hit. What else opens up? And so knowing how to work the body is really, really important.
No, that's incredible. Yeah, so guys, Henry has an entire instruction all about that, all about how to use like striking for jiu-jitsu. And for also the old school.
Yeah, and also how to defend against strikes, which is really important because most jiu-jitsu people
have no clue.
Constantly training in an environment where nobody's ever throwing punches, and so you know, when it comes to that game of throwing punches and how to deal with punches and how to avoid punches, a lot of people are lost. So
fully agree. Yeah. So guys, make sure to check it out. It's gonna be at BJJFanatics.com, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you, Henry.
Thanks, bro.
Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
BJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTube Faria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.